Boundaries are great, healthy, and not always easy to build. In the midst of our society rushing to build these personal boundaries, most of us are realizing it's not as easy as these quote-unquote master boundary builders make it look. Building strong boundaries is very hard work. When someone says the term throwing up boundaries, I imagine them picking up a house and tossing it. Impossible, right? Most boundaries are hard to build because our hearts, in some way, have been invested. Smaller boundaries, like not getting scammed again by a random stranger, or remembering to turn the lights off to keep the bill low, have to do with money and the less important things in life. These boundaries are usually much easier to put up. Building stronger boundaries have the power to alter our entire life. A perfect example is a breakup, but probably the hardest boundary to build, if we truly love the other person. You'll know how true that love is by the amount of time spent mourning over what you are depriving yourself of. You can bet you'll be shedding tears during the process of building a truly strong boundary with the other person. The love you set ablaze for people that you've once considered family, can and will be devastating, while you simultaneously step up to the truth that something about them has become a threat to you. Most of the time, the reasons are obvious. They cheated, they stole from you, they lied to you, etc., and sometimes, you could have just met someone that you feel is a better match for you, which can be even more heartbreaking, causing you to feel like a bad person for not being sure enough about what you wanted in the first place. Either way, the main point is to never repress these feelings, like making up excuses as to why the other person wasn't good enough for you. This is actually very common. Your heart doesn't operate like a computer. There isn't a special code to delete an unwanted feeling. Going cold turkey sounds like a great idea to seem cooler and smarter to the world around you, but it's really not a healthy choice. If your heart is your inner child, and you snatch a toy away from him or her, of course that child is going to burst into tears. You don't want to be that kind of parent, do you? It takes time, self-reflection, honesty, periods of crying, depriving yourself, and all types of other heartache. As they tell addicts, only time will make you sober. That applies to building strong boundaries as well. You'll need your own system of faith, trust, and self-knowledge that everything is going to work out and be okay. Self-honesty is a key note here. When you allow yourself to be completely honest with yourself, it's likely that the newly built boundary will be unbreakable. Skipping details to feel better quicker may seem like a good idea in the moment, but it only leaves flaws and cracks in your new boundary. Needless to say, the boundary will eventually fall. Days, months, years, or even decades down the road, that boundary will surely crumble. Those years of hard work will only prove to show for nothing. Following the simple law of karma can make the process of building a strong boundary much more efficient and worth your time.